We are live streamed on YouTube now, just so everyone knows. And good morning, Nico. It's good to see you. Morning, Karen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, I'm not feeling. Yeah. Anyhow, never mind. I'm just going to keep my video off, but I'm here.
I'm here too.
And David's here too.
Oh, good. Hi. Hi, Dave. Glad y'all are here. Good morning, Tenzin Lhamo. It's good to see you. And good morning to all your animals, Nico. Got one up on the mantle and one on the couch. I love seeing the dogs and the cats in people's homes. Oh, there's two on the couch. Oh, how fun. Venerable Lhamo, I see your baby. What's his or her name?
Belinda.
Oh, hi, beautiful.
I'm afraid she falls into the school of skeptics.
It's okay. She's getting good imprints.
Okay, so it's after 10:30, so I guess we can start. If you haven't already prostrated to the altar, if you like, you can join me. If not, you can just remain seated. That's fine. So let's begin by setting our motivation for doing the practice today. We'll be reading texts written by Lama Tsong Khappa, and I will read part of a bio that was composed or drafted by Alexander Berzin on Lama Tsong Khappa's biography, his life story. And we can, feel gratitude for having met not only Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings, but the teachings of Lama Tsong Khappa, especially the Lamrim Chenmo, which organized the 84,000 teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha into an organized way for those of small capacity, medium capacity, great capacity, so that we can slowly follow the path and progress on the path, on the Mahayana path. So we can think about that. And what I'd like to do is just go ahead and say the Sunday morning prayers, let's see, that we usually do. So I'll share those. Okay, let's see. All right. So I believe Geshe-la wanted us to start with the Shakyamuni Buddha mantra, because when there are teachings, we start with praise to Shakyamuni Buddha, and he said that we do that in gratitude for Shakyamuni Buddha giving the teachings, coming to our world system and giving the teachings, which are so rare. So maybe perhaps keeping that in mind, we could chant that 3 times. Te ata mune Mahamunaye Soha. Te ata mune ne Mahamunaye Soha. Te ata mune Mahamunaye Soha. And now Geshe-la has asked us to say the Medicine Buddha verse of praise and mantra, which is on page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you the page number. So, okay. So, page 34. Bhagawan with equal compassion for all, whose name and merely heard dispels the suffering of the low realms, dispel of disease and the three poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, rata samugata soha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, rata samugata soha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, Raja Samugate Soha. And now the four measurables is also on page 34. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Okay, now the verse of praise and mantra for Chenrezig. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head of perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, to you Chenrezig, all seeing one, I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. And the verse of praise and mantra for Green Char on page 37. Tade liberates from cyclic existence. Tutade liberates from the 8 fears. Tude liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to liberator Mother Tara. Om Tade Tu Re Soha. 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 Then, of course, the refuge and bodhicitta prayer. Okay, this is the one for listening to the Dharma. So we can just think that we're going to listen, not that I'm giving any teaching, but we're listening to Lama Tsong Khappa's teachings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create the listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By thy merits I create the listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create the listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Okay, so now, if you don't mind, I'm going to read this an excerpt from the bio of the great Lama Tsong Khappa from the Study Buddhism website. Shakyamuni Buddha prophesied Manjushri would be born as a boy in Tibet, would found Ganden Monastery, and would present a crown to a statue. Buddha gave him the future name Sumatikirti Losang Drapa. And Guru Rinpoche also prophesied a monk named Losang Drapa would be born near China, would be regarded as an emanation of a great bodhisattva, and would make a Buddha statue into a Sambhogakaya representation. Several indications before Tsongkhapa's birth also indicated that he would be a great being. His parents, for example, had many auspicious dreams that their child would be an emanation of Avalokiteshvara, Manjushri, and Vajrapani. His future teacher, Choje Dondrub Rinchen, was told by Yamantaka in a vision that he, Yamantaka, would come to Amdo, northern eastern Tibet, in a certain year and become his disciple. Lama Tsong Khappa was born in Tsongkha Amdo in 1357, the fourth of 6 sons. Tsong Khappa was not like an ordinary child. He never misbehaved. He instinctively engaged in bodhisattva-type actions, and he was extremely intelligent and always wanted to learn everything. At the age of 3, he took lay vows. At the age of 7, Tsong Khappa received novice vows from Choje Dondrub Rinchen and the ordination name Losang Drapa. He continued to study in Amdo with this Lama until he was 16. In central Tibet, Tsong Khappa studied at a Drikung Kagyu monastery, at several Nyingma, Kagyu, Kadam, and Sakya monasteries, memorizing the text in just days. By 19, he was already acknowledged as a great scholar. In all his studies, he only had to hear an explanation once, and then he understood and remembered it perfectly. One of his main teachers was Rendawa, a Sakya master. Tsong Khappa wrote the Miksema praise to him, but Rendawa rededicated it to Tsong Khappa. Tsong Khappa went to study the practices of the Manjushri Tantric cycle and Madhyamaka with the Karma Kagyu Lama Umapa. Lama Umapa had studied Madhyamaka with the Sakya tradition, and since childhood had daily visions of Manjushri, who taught him 1 verse each day. Tsong Khappa and he became mutual teacher and disciple. Lama Umapa checked with Tsong Khappa to get confirmation that the teachings he received in his visions of Manjushri were correct. Together with Lama Umapa, Tsong Khappa did an extensive retreat on Manjushri. From this time onwards, Tsong Khappa received direct instructions from Manjushri in pure visions and was able to receive from him answers to all his questions. Tsong Khappa entered a 4-year retreat with 8 close disciples at Woka. They did 35 sets of 100,000 prostrations, 1 each to the 35 confession Buddhas, and 18 sets of 100,000 mandala offerings, with many Yamataka self-initiations and the study of the Avatamsaka Sutra for Bodhisattva deeds. They had a vision of Maitreya afterwards. After the retreat, Tsong Khappa and his disciples restored a great Maitreya statue in Zingi Ning, which was the first of his 4 major deeds. During the rainy season, he taught Vinaya, monastic rules of discipline, so clearly it is regarded as his 2nd great deed. In 1409, at the age of 52, he inaugurated the Monlan Great Prayer Festival at the Lhasa Jokang. He offered a gold crown to the Shakyamuni statue. This is considered his 3rd great deed. After this, his disciples asked him to stop traveling so much, and they founded the Ganden Monastery for him. At Ganden, Tsong Khappa continued to teach, write especially on Chakra-samvara, and do retreats. He commissioned the building of the great Ganden Hall with a huge Buddha statue and copper three-dimensional mandalas of Guhya Samaja, Chakra-samvara, and Yamataka. This is considered his fourth great deed. He continued his writing. In the end, he collected works totaling 18 volumes, and with the largest amount being on Guhya Samaja. Tsong Khappa founded our Gelug lineage, or school, one of the 4 schools in Tibetan Buddhism, which is, of course, His Holiness's lineage. He wrote the Laman text, which we study extensively in the forums at this center. Lamrim text organized the 84,000 teachings of Shakyamuni Buddha in a step-by-step format. He wrote the great treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment, the medium treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment, and the concise treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment, also known as Song of the Stages of the Path, and other shorter texts, which we'll be reading. We will be, okay, so, and then he died in Ganden in 1419 at the age of 62. So now let's read The Foundation of All Good Qualities, which is on page 137 in the Gold Book. Let's read that together. Let's see. Okay. 137. Okay. The foundation of all good qualities. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is impermanent as a water bubble. Just hold on just a second. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful to abandon even the slightest negativities and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Seeking samsara pleasures is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop only bodhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate clearly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows in samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends that practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages of the path, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Okay, and now the 3 principal aspects of the path, which is on the next page, page 141. I bow down to my perfect Gurus. The essential meaning of the towards one's teachings, the path praised by all the holy victors and their children, the gateway of the fortunate ones desiring liberation, this I shall try to explain as much as I can. Those who are not attached to the pleasures of circling samsara, who strive to make freedom and endowments meaningful, who entrust themselves to the path pleasing the victorious ones. You fortunate ones, listen with a calm mind. Without the complete intention definitely to be free. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at scrolling. Okay. Without the complete intention definitely to, oh, I did it again. The circle, there is no way to pacify attachment, seeking pleasurable effects in the ocean of circling. Also by craving for cycling existence, embodied beings are continuously bound. Therefore, at the very beginning, seek renunciation. Freedom and enjoyments are difficult to find, and life has no time to spare. By gaining familiarity with this, attraction to the appearance of this life is reversed. By thinking over and over again that actions and their effects are unbetraying, and repeatedly contemplating the miseries of cyclic existence, attraction to the appearances of future lives is reversed. Okay, what happened here? Okay. Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm sorry.
I am.
You are.
Yeah, so what happens on your screen is not what people are seeing.
Oh, good. Okay. Are we on number 5? When by having trained in that way, there is no rising, even for a second, of attraction to the perfections of cyclic existence, and all day and night the intention seeking liberation arises, then the thought of renunciation has been generated. Even if renunciation has been developed, it is not possessed by the mind of enlightenment. It does not become the cause of the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise generate the supreme mind of enlightenment. Swept away by the current of the 4 powerful rivers, tied by the tight bounds of karma so hard to undo, caught in the iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the total darkness of ignorance, endlessly reborn in cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the 3 sufferings, thinking that all mothers are in such a condition, generate the supreme mind of enlightenment. In short, if like the mother whose cherished son has fallen into a pit of fire, and who experiences even 1 second of suffering as an unbearable eternity, your reflection on the suffering of all mother sentient beings has made it impossible for you to bear their suffering for even 1 second, and the wish seeking enlightenment for their sake arises without effort, then you have realized the supreme precious mind of enlightenment. Without the wisdom realizing ultimate reality, even though you have generated renunciation in the mind of enlightenment, you cannot cut the root cause of circling. Therefore, attempt the method to realize dependent arising. One who sees the cause and effect of all phenomena, abodes cyclic existence in the state beyond sorrow is forever unbetraying, for whom any object trusted in by the grasping mind has completely disappeared, has at that time entered the path pleasing the Buddhas. The appearance of dependent relation, which is unbetraying, is accepted separately from emptiness, and as long as they are seen as separate, then one has still not realized the Buddha's intent. If these 2 realizations are happening simultaneously without alternation, and from merely seeing dependent relation as completely unbetraying, the definite ascertainment comes that completely destroys the way all objects are apprehended as truly existent. At that time, the analysis of the ultimate view is complete. Furthermore, appearance eliminates the extreme of existence, and emptiness eliminates the extreme of non-existence. If you realize how emptiness manifests in the matter of cause and effect, then you are not captivated by wrong notions holding extreme views. In this way, you realize exactly the vital points of the 3 principal aspects of path. Resort to seeking solitude to generate the power of effort and quickly accomplish your final goal, my child. Okay, now let's see. If you would go to page 263, and we'll read the Lam dedication. 263 and the goal. Amrim Mun Lang Zixo. For my 2 collections, vast is space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, May I become the chief leading Buddha of all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by my practice. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings, with the points of the past as I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted boundless peace, and the Buddhists be nourished by even this greater path to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of Buddhas and their sons. May all human and non-human beings eliminate adversity and create conducive conditions for practicing the excellent paths, every departed and ended their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Okay, so let's see. Whenever someone makes effort to act in, oh, did I do that already? Whenever someone makes act in accordance with tenfold Mahayana virtuous practice, may always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. Okay, now let's say the Sema, I guess it's on 245. That's the closest one. Okay, 245. So let's see. Let's say this one time out loud together, and then let's say it 6 more times to ourselves, and the last one together. So, okay. Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-objectifying compassion, Manjushri, master of stainless wisdom, Vajrapani, destroyer of the entire host of Maras, Tsong Khappa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, to Lo Sang Drapa, at your feet I make requests. Okay, now this one is actually the 5-line prayer, so we can just skip the one that's in brackets. So we can chant this in Tibetan. Mi me tse we te chen chen re si di me kempe wampo jampe yang gan chen kepe Tsukyen Tsong Khappa Lo Zanda Pe Shabla Soade. Okay, now, okay, believe it or not, this time I'm going to share. Let's see the screen for the dedication prayers. Right. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with the mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Then I'll go to page 244 for the long life prayers. First for His Holiness. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. And then the one for Khyentse Rinpoche Jitsen Losang Dao on to page 245. The one who masters speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Avatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsong Khappa and Bliss and Void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. Then on page 244, the prayer for Lama Tsongpa Rinpoche. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as a bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine. Masterly accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels. Save for myself and others, your disciples. Please, please live long. And then 7 Torah mantras, Geshe-la and Geshe-sangpo's long, healthy lives. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 We're going to make announcements.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone on Zoom. Just to let you know a couple things. First of all, happy Lama Tsong Khappa Day to everybody. Today at 12 o'clock, we are going to have a memorial prayer service for Ryan Draper, one of our dear members who passed away 2 weeks ago. So everyone is welcome to stay and join in supporting him and his family in that prayer service. And then also just to let you know that we're in the holiday season, so we will be closed for the next 2 Sundays, Christmas Day and New Year's Day. However, we have a very exciting event on New Year's Eve, Saturday the 31st. We will have our annual Dorje Kadro fire purification puja, and our dear leader Robbie Watkins will lead us in that. That's at 7 o'clock, so please come for that. $7 p.m. Yes. Thank you, Carmen. So that's it. Thank you.